Hello guys, welcome back. We are at it again. And what are we on now? Episode number 9? That's crazy. We're getting quite into the series here. So I did a little bit of off-camera building, and I'm just about to press play and buy some new trains for us. But you can see I've added some new bridges and some new neighborhoods to a few of the towns. So mainly McKinney. And actually, now that I see an overhead, I want to do one more little sneaking arm over here. Okay, let's try and... these aren't too expensive. Okay, so it's rather quickly. Let's just try and accomplish this. There we go. Just go a little bit wide on that. And so I guess where we last left off, we were just about to get some new, those smaller kind of bus-style trains. I don't know what to call those guys. They are like little buses on wheels, though. So I'll get a few of those rolling to upgrade some of these roads here in town. There we go. It does kind of move the streetcars around, but that's fine. They're going to get their path back. Alright, so I'm not necessarily going to add more transportation lines in town yet over here, because our priority is more Grand Prairie, but we can always come back to this. So we got some bridges over there, and some bridges over here too. They look kind of snazzy. And let's upgrade these guys as well. Oh, not enough space, you say, huh? Alright, well if that's the case, I'm not going to make that look too uneven. Let's go back to what we had. But we can go like that and keep that part. Well, I guess that's still a medium road as well. Okay, well then never mind, we'll just keep it all medium. Yeah, bridges on both sides. And my goal for this was just to get, more traffic moving freely over to this side of Grand Prairie. And then in general, I just added a few roads to Grand Prairie, so it's kind of, ready for business. And we can probably actually extend our little network ever so slightly here. Turn off the tram tracks. Why don't we go like this? And I'll probably get rid of the excess. We'll see what I mean in 1 second. Oh, no, that actually works very well. And is it crazy for us to go like that to here, actually? How much are these guys? Not the worst. If they had both been that first price, that 400,000, that would be bad. Now, I'm sure we can get a better angle. So why don't we do this? Why don't we do that? Yeah, I think that's okay for what we're after. We might as well make it trams, though. And you can always use this as your upgrade option if you want, right? Instead of using this here. Both work equally fine. And just with this one here, you can't upgrade the road. So if you want to keep the road the same style, say I'm going over multiple types and I just want to, add my tracks. So, pick whichever one you need type thing. Alright, so we might as well get the trains rolling, and I had a little bit of a facepalm moment here. So you actually can go, this is Oxnard, this is the one where I thought you couldn't put the lines onto trains on a line 31, but you can. I'm just a little bit silly sometimes. So let's grab maybe 4 of these guys and put those on line 31. Actually, let's follow one along. Hop on board the party bus. Okay, 3 speed, let's roll. This actually should be a nice little route to kind of see as well. And actually, these are pretty nice looking vehicles. What I like about these the most is that they have that slightly kind of pointed nose, which is very like synonymous to like, the late 30s, early 40s kind of time frame. Like you'll see it in cars and like, all that stuff too, right? And that other kind of steel bullet train style, this one here has got that same kind of nose piece. Probably does add a little bit of aerodynamicy to it, or makes it more aerodynamic. However, you should make an English sentence form with those words there. Holy smokes! Very complicated language sometimes, and I'm not really the best at speaking it somehow. Alright. Now, I hope the traffic won't be too bad now that we're introducing some different vehicles onto, you know, our little line over here, our little looping line. Because there is a slight amount of overlap. Not a whole heck of a lot, but enough that, you know, we just gotta keep an eye on things. Because hypothetically, what we could always do is move these guys onto a different set of rails, and to keep them separate from the loop, or the little Ontario Express thing, you know? This is pretty cool otherwise, though. Kind of digging this. And this is just for them to get to the loop, which is kind of fun. So if you're the lucky conductor this day, you know, you got a nice little scenic route on your way to work. If you're coming from the garage. Now, I don't know if we're going to stop here first, or if we're going to stop in Grand Prairie first, but either way. And this was a little bit of an experiment. You can kind of see, I let the ground, so when I brought this bridge in, I didn't really lower the ground enough, and it gave me the option to pull this up slightly. I thought that looked kind of interesting. And in terms of like a city, you know, it's kind of like a raised expressway type thing. So we'll see how this turns out, but it's not impossible to kind of scale this back down. Cool, oh, would you look at that? We got some new trucks. Cool. Alright, so let's see, just out of curiosity, how many people end up taking. Let's watch this. Actually, it's approach right here. Oh, I'm really loving these new overpasses. Or bridges, or whatever you want to call them, you know. Alright, 2-speed. Very cool. Look at that. Love it. Alright, in-town lines. Let's start getting those going. Make our train station even more popular. And then from there, we should possibly think of doing another truck line, or maybe explore the option of doing a cargo line for our freight finally. Get a freight train going. There's many stops still in here, so let's do that. Okay. What a liberal amount. Oh, that one doesn't seem to want it. There we go. I'm just gonna leave enough room just in case that wants to. Actually, you know what? We'll just help this along. There we go. Get in there. I think for this city, I'm gonna put I think mostly trams again, but probably should sneak at least one bus in since we didn't use a bus in the last one. Not to pick favorites or anything, you know, I just happen to like trams more than buses. Okay. Now I was tempted to do this kind of stuff off camera as well, so if you guys feel like, you know, this is getting a little bit redundant because we kind of know how, you know, the same old song and dance, right? We want to get our cities just jazzed up. If you want to see me just plant the lines or whatever, just, I guess we can kind of go on like a majority rule type thing. Or if you guys wanted to sit around and, you know, listen to me have polite conversation with you, that's also totally fine and dandy by me. It's been rumored, and I've heard a few times now that people are a fan of my voice. Which is kind of comforting, I like that. So whichever you guys prefer. I'm kind of leaning towards doing just a little bit of off-camera building, especially the more difficult stuff like bridges and, you know, maybe fixing some of the signals and switches and stuff. And then just kind of filling you guys in on the slight amount of whatever happened, and then just kind of, you know, chatting about this and that. As we kind of, you know, plant our bus stops and prepare our routes. Prepare a route. That sounds like a type of suit. Oh my goodness, what is wrong with me? I'm so weird sometimes. Okay, I'm gonna be ambitious and let's maybe put a few in the outskirts here. There's a few holes still here, but it's pretty good coverage all in all. Maybe one more in here. There's give her some options. I like it. Same over here, just some options. And heck, why not? You know, I mean, most of the time I don't even use them, right? But it's always nice to have more options. Okay, so I was just about to say we don't really go over here too often, and I always talk about wanting to, you know, breach on over to the other side of the tracks, but I never really get around to it. All right. Well, I think that's okay for stops right here. Okay, so let's get a few lines going. And just start with our trams as usual. And I'm just looking, you know, same idea as before in other cities, just looking for kind of a few overlapping lines. Mostly I'll start with the outskirts. I'll say mainly and mostly at the same time there, but didn't really work. No, I think we need some more. Let's use this outer ring. And you can kind of tell when I do my lines, I try to start with the outside first. Like I'll do like outside on the right or outside on the left and just kind of hit the outer lines of the city, and then I'll kind of work my way in and then have like, you know, one central one that kind of, you know, doesn't overlap over everybody basically. And I find just in general, like, you know, that just is the best approach. Alright, I'm getting carried away here. It's so easy to get carried away, you know? Alright, so add some more stations, get this back on track. Great. Now, I'm tempted, no, you know what we'll do it with the next one. I'm tempted to sneak down there, but again, overlapping lines, worry about that stuff later. Let's just do our outskirts first. Alright, that's perfect. There's the one. Let's just do the alternating side of this. Oh, nice. Two greens next to each other. Very nice colors together. Oh, there we go. Sometimes you can't quite get the clicky going. There we go. Now I wish there was a way for the game to, like, you know, auto-complete this. Just be like, follow the old stops, please. I think that would be a little bit nice in terms of saving time. Actually, I really like those two colors together. Alright, so next tram line. And then now this one, my thoughts were to do, so we'll do like our little turnaround point, say here, go in, and then just kind of hit the inside, you know, like this type thing. Maybe come down here. See how that kind of turns out. So like this. And yeah, I guess I'll go this way. And then we'll rely on the bus to be our kind of the overlapping route. These guys don't really touch too much, or like at all. Looks like no touching. Think of the line from Arrested Development. Okay, so that's fine like that. Let's move this over. And just quickly move through this. Oh, I like these colors together, actually. Very nice. And we'll kind of see how the those little bus train things are faring. If they're doing very well, we can possibly add maybe one or two more without getting too hectic. But I think, like, past that point, instead of just adding more, we should probably switch to a train and start towing some more passenger cars, because then I think traffic might be a little bit chaotic. Right, I quite like this. And why don't we do one more tram line that kind of cuts through the center, you know, like such, and then goes across. And this one maybe won't even go to the train station. Just as a little, almost like a little test. Why don't we, actually, I don't know, that's crazy. I do kind of want it to go to the train station. That's where all the traffic and everything originates. Alright, forget I said that madness. Let's just do this. But my plan is to still go... Yeah, we'll use the bus route for the overlap inside, so we'll just go outward like this. This pink is a little bit on the purple side for my taste. Not really a huge fan of pink anyhow, but... Nothing wrong with a nice pink shirt though, you know, or pink tie or something. Okay, so let's go further in town, just so this route's not that boring. And then just do like a slight amount of overlap, you know. We should have a stop right here, but it's okay. Okay. That's fine. Let's kind of make a note not to do too many streetcars on this line, because I don't think it'll be too popular right off the get-go. Wow, these are like super colors, this whole route over here. Most cities have been a little bit blah, but this is nice. These two are like, they're slightly clashing. And personally, I'm more of a fan of the coral versus that. I don't even know what kind of pink to call that. Okay, there. And now a bus route for our kind of central little overlap. We could even make it a tram, to be honest, and just have the same idea, you know, one just falls back on itself like we've done before. Just kind of loops around here and there. Well, let's do a looping line, but let's make it a bus though, because I do kind of keep going back to trams, even though I love trams. All right, so let's go in like this. There we go. And then here we go. This is what we're gonna do. There we go. Just so that the routes can overlap slightly. And again, this is going to be a bus.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what do we have unlocked? Oh, well, how about that? We got ourselves a new, looks like a diesel electric, or just diesel? Actually, I think all diesels are electric in this sense, because it's actually a diesel engine that powers an electric motor, which is where you get your drive power from. Or at least that's the way they have it set up now. So I imagine this is probably the same. Oh, you know what? Without realizing it, we've actually just created a really nice little... So forget what I said about the line falling back on itself. Let's do this. I like this. So let's do the alternate of that. And because... Oops, actually I want to have that one open still. Because of how many... oh, that should be in the 30s, that number. There we go, 38. Because of how many lines we have in the city, I'm not going to do... I think I'm maybe just going to do like 2 streetcars on each one. Okay, so 1 to 13. Over here. Nice. Some of these street names are just so random. Highland Street, not Highland. Park Street, no parks. Well, at least the we know that the random name generator is working. But again, not to be critical. Okay. That's that. I like that. On to our depots. Let me just put that over here. And there, put that right there. Makes it seem like it's intentional now that the stops are a little bit off. Okay, what numbers are we after here? 39 down, right? Probably 39 to 32. Okay. Oh, and we can use the new ones. Ooh, 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 delicious. Okay, so let's do 2, because these will be faster and they can hold more people, right? Yeah. Very easy to add more if we need to. But it's like we have so much, you know, there's so many lines and there's so much overlap, so. Oh, did I just buy a Peter Witt here by accident? Okay, good, no I didn't. That's right, because I closed that and I'm silly. Ah, see, that's what I did again. Almost there. Should keep this open more often, actually. It's pretty handy having that right next to us. Almost there. Rockin'. We got it. Alright, let's toss on 3 speed and let's watch these things in action. Nice, very good looking streetcar. Definitely a fan of those. These things are like streetcars on wheels. Wait. I mean, wait a minute. No, streetcars on train tracks. Oh my goodness, streetcars on wheels. Oh my goodness. And cars have wheels too. That would have been. Oh my. What am I doing with my life? I hope you guys are. You know, that's it. You're like unsubscribe, gone. Too late. No. I hope not. You guys can grin and bear my moments where I'm a little bit odd. I think in general I'm not too bad though. Some say I'm entertaining. Okay, well we have to definitely recuperate some money because we've been spending like maniacs here. And how are things doing in terms of the old finances on our routes? Line 30 is not really making a whole heck of a lot of money for us yet. I wonder what the reasoning for that would be. Do we just not have enough time run on the simulation? I think that's kind of what's going on. It's our passenger load, right? What? No one's using this, eh? Interesting. Well, how many people get on here? 3? Oh, for goodness sakes. 4? Oh, well, that's no good. Alright, let's think this through. That's not really going to make any more money. How many trains do we have here? 3 of them, eh? Well, someone somewhere's got to be carrying passengers. 17, I mean, that's better. I still think possibly it's a matter of just running the clock. Because now that we've got a little bit more people here, I imagine the road from, or the run from Grand Prairie over to Ontario, that should at least be busier. And that might kind of make up the shortfall from people going from Ontario backward towards, you know. So I won't delete anything just yet with that, but that's just kind of something you want to make a little bit of a mental note of. That's a lot of money going down the drain here. Luckily these are making us money, so that's fantastic. So it's not quite offsetting that, you know. Evenly, we're still kind of in the hole, but it's making a dent in that at least. Alright, and I imagine that the streetcars here will eventually become a little bit more profitable as time goes on. Our truck routes are killing it, which is great to see. These buses, I'm going to get rid of one on each. Go to the depot, please. Same with this one. I mean, 98 seconds is a little bit too frequent, I think, you know? Of course, that one has 8 or 10 people on it, right? Well, either way, go to the depot, please. And these we can probably get rid of as well, even though that did have 8 people on it. There we go. We're going places. And minus 8. My goodness. Okay, so we'll send these guys back. Maybe we'll see how those go with 2. Okay. Making some tinkering here. Making some improvements, I hope. Looks like it, though. Our cash is still going up. Okay. So let's try not to spend too much more. I kind of want to see what we're doing in terms of, you know, a yearly end balance. So I'm going to give these, you know, I don't really have a time frame in mind, but we'll kind of give this a little bit more time to see. Oh no, they're starting to go down. Okay, so my thought with this is we should replace these with the smaller, less expensive ones, because there's not a whole heck of a lot of people using this. It looks like instead people are using line 22, which is the Ontario, just, you know, circular loop like that. And the relief line, there's just not enough people to, you know, justify having a relief line. So why don't we send these guys back to the depot? They'll just kind of end up on any old depot, hopefully. And in the process, I really hope they don't block any other trains, because sometimes the train will just reverse course and just go as it pleases, you know? Oh, but good. Actually, that made it right by. Alright, so park in the depot, hang out. We'll deal with you guys a little bit later on. Alright, so that means now we're going to have to get... where depot this guy's going to go to? Alright, so... Oh, you know what we could do is we could put one train on this and just use that new one we just bought. Or bought, just, I say unlocked, but I'm not sure that's the right term for it. So that's $1 million a year to run. That goes 188. Whoa, cool. Oh, interesting. A bolstered horsepower. So this one's, I guess, definitely geared more towards freight versus anything else. Yeah, so I mean, it almost seems... Oh, we can have passengers. Oh, interesting, because it stands for passenger. Wow, so you can have like a really, really, really long train then if you actually needed that extra towing horsepower.
Oh, yeah.
How much more is that one versus... Oh, yeah, weird. They're almost the same running cost. Huh. That speed difference, though. This is a tough one. Let's try this, though. Okay, I need at least one more. Come, please, with the money. There we go. Okay, so we hold 54 people on here. That's not the worst. And this would be line number 30. Okay, so let's watch. It's just a little bit of a gamble. We'll see how this goes. Instead of running 3 trains that are costing almost $3 million to run, we're running 1 train at a cost of $1 million that's like, you know, 50 or 60% faster. So we'll see if that makes a difference. And again, I don't really mind running this in like a deficit. I just don't want it to be like, you know, not like game breaking, you know what I mean? I just don't want it to like ruin the Empire. Because in terms of what we have, you can kind of see the cash coming in. There's not, like, we're really, you know, we're starting to balance out, which is not good. We can't really grow at this point. We're at this pace. Or if we are growing, it's like, you know, very, very slow. So I see a whole heck of a lot of people waiting here. That's extraordinarily promising. Worst case, what I think I might end up doing is maybe switching this one to do the express between the two, and then putting those bus things on the loop. And we'll just see how that goes. Alright, how many people did you pick up? Aha, 46. Okay, that's good. So maybe forget what I said. Okay, I think there's hope now. I think we may have saved the day. First we save it, then we seize it. Okay. Oh goodness gracious me. Aha! See, this is what I was worried about. Darn it, you silly crazy guy. Okay, can I just make you go forward? Oh, darn it, this is so frustrating. Can we pause this really quickly? No wonder things are starting to fall apart. What is the easiest way to do this? Possibly put a depot back here? Or just assign that to Route 30 and then make him... yeah, there we go, that's probably the best. And then once the switches, we'll send him back to the depot. I think that's a good approach. Otherwise, all these poor trains will be backed up forever, and then we'll make no money. Oh, hold the phone again. Darn it, this is really a curveball. Because he just picked up a lot of people there. Now I don't know what to believe. I know it's very inefficient in the long run to have those two, because you're gonna, like the 188 km/h train will always be on the butt of this guy. So why don't we, in terms of just, you know, making a little bit of money on the way, why don't we just drop these people off at Ontario, and then we'll send that train back to the depot. Getting thrown all these curveballs. I like it though. This game, it's a, you know, it's a fun challenge, which is definitely what I like from a game. Games aren't fun when they're really easy. Look at how big this city is getting. The buildings are starting to level up. We're getting our first little, you know, little skyscrapers and whatnot. Well, not quite skyscrapers yet, you know, but getting there. Okay, so let's pause and send this guy to the depot. Now, hopefully there's a free path the whole way through. That's why there wouldn't be. What direction do you feel like going? That direction, interesting. Okay, which are these guys? Oh, perfect, our old buses. Okay, so I think what we'll do, guys, is I'm going to end the episode here, just for kind of, you know, pressing our time just a little bit. And I think in between the episodes, I'll do a little bit of an upgrade to some of the fleet. And I'm tempted to maybe upgrade one of the cities to, whatchamacallit, some new streetcars. And maybe the trucks while we're at it. And I'll kind of let this run for a little bit. I might tinker around, kind of do that idea of swapping the, you know, the trains with little bus things. We'll kind of see how it goes overall, though. Alright, guys, that is all. I appreciate you sticking with it, as always. Hope you're enjoying this. Quite a few of you are, which makes me really happy. So if you do like it, you know, hit the like button and, you know, tell your friends. I don't know. Let's grow this channel type thing, right? Alright guys, the Empire, it's well on its way, and I'm loving this. And it does look like we made a good choice, because now the money's rolling in. Because our, can we say maintenance? Where is maintenance? Running costs. Yeah, so we managed to kill, look at this, running costs decreasing by already $1 million, and then this year it should be even less. Alright, we did it! Okay guys, I'll see you in the next one. Until then, have yourselves a great day.